Powerline TV. Power to transform lives. Powerline TV. Power to transform lives.
Welcome to another week of Family Life with Mama Rita. Last week and last 2 weeks, we had our Poval service. It was powerful. And I want to give a shout to my guest who came, to Reverend and Mrs. Emanuela Gomeda, our pastors in charge of Grace to Grace, and then head pastors of our North American churches. I want to say a very big thank you for being on Family Life. We really, really enjoyed you, and we enjoyed your story. Also to Pastor and Reverend Mrs. Carter, thank you so much. Your story encouraged us. Right after then, I got people sending me messages that Mama Rita, have been married for 5 years with no children. Now I have hope. I know I'm also going to have children. My darling, you will not be 3. Yours will be twins, triplets, quadruplets. It's coming. So if you've been married for a while without children, get ready. And then the one that made a wow and broke my heart is the story of Salasi and Miriam Atokwe. Hey, Atokwe, thank you so much for coming. Deacon Salasi, thank you that you taught the world that we can have wedding reception with fruits and water. Thank you. Thank you that you taught us that we can have a wedding reception without wasting money. Thank you that you taught us that engagement, we could make mother-in-law, sister, everybody do something and bring it to cut costs. I think that you taught my young audience a lesson last 2 weeks and last week. Today, we are moving to a new topic. I promised you last week and last year that we are actually doing temperament, and he discusses that it is essential and very powerful and very important for couples to identify how to communicate their love to each other in order to improve upon their relationship. This the other person needs emotionally. When we learn about the influence of love languages over our emotional needs, we can better attend to those needs in ourselves and our spouse. If our needs are met, then we are more content. What is the purpose of the 5 love languages? The 5 love languages is 5 ways to express and experience love. There are 5 ways to express and to experience love. That is the way we give love, and the way we experience love. Number 2, it is being able to express love to our spouse in the way that your spouse can understand. And like I said in the beginning, it's not just our spouses, but even our children. So the love language, or the 5 love languages, is being able to express love to our children the way that our children can understand. Number 3, it is a way of communicating to our spouse and our loved ones how much they are loved. To our spouses, how much he or she is loved. And then number 4, the 5 love languages is the way, or are the way we love, or is the way we love our spouse. The way we love our spouse, and we express ourselves naturally. Let me go again. Okay. The 5 love languages. The way we love our spouse is how we naturally express it. But if our loved ones does not receive love in the same way we do, he or she can feel unloved. So in other words, sometimes we express love the way we speak love. In other words, if our love language is giving, we express love in giving. But sometimes the way we express love might not be the same way our spouses understand love. It might not be the same way they speak love. It might not be their love language. People feel loved in different ways. The way you feel loved will not be the same way your child or spouse may feel loved. And that is why it is very important to listen to me well and know your love language. Know the love language of your spouse, and then the love languages of your children. We all love or have unique preferences for what we consider or find satisfying and motivating when it comes to love. And I want you to know the love isn't one size fits all. Everyone gives and receives love differently. There are some dresses when you go to buy, they are so huge. They tell you this size fits all. Please. Love isn't one size fits all. Everyone gives and receives love differently. So what is your love language? What is your love language? Your love language is the way you most feel loved and cared for. Love language is the way that you feel most loved and you feel cared for. What are the 5 love languages? I believe some of you know about it. Some of you have heard about it. Some of you might have read a bit about it. But I know that there are also never heard about the 5 love languages. I spoke about the 5 love languages in a conference, and I asked, how many people having heard about the 5 love languages? And I was shocked that about 70% of my audience never knew about love languages. Those who had also heard about it, had heard piece and pieces, but they didn't really know into details what love languages are. So what are the 5 love languages? Number 1, words of affirmation. Words of affirmation. Number 2, quality time. Number 3, giving of gifts. Number 4, acts of service. And number 5, physical touch. Number 1, words of love, words of affirmation. Number 2, quality time. Number 3, giving of gifts. Number 4, acts of service. And then number 5, physical touch. I will see how far I can go today. If I'm not able to finish it, we will continue next week. And then next week, I might also come on with seasoned counselors to help us answer questions on our love language. Just like we did with temperaments. If you want to know about your love language, you can send me a message or send us a message. Describe yourself a bit. As you describe yourself, we will be able to tell you what your love language is. But then, when it comes to love languages are a bit easier